Okay, so this was actually the first job that we uploaded on YouTube. So this gives you an idea. Remember, this was all overgrown. The lake went down a little bit more, so the customer asked me to come back and try to get these down. As you can see, they're still kind of in the water, but it's dry enough to where I can get to them. He did want to get rid of these too, so we're going to get rid of them today. That one right at the end is going to be a little questionable because you can see the lake is still coming right up to it, and actually I'm starting to sink in right now, so this might be a little tricky because where I'm standing right now, I'm actually pretty much getting my feet. They're sinking, and you can see when you step, the water squirts in from the ground, so that might be a little questionable. Those two won't be a problem, but that gives you an idea. That's what it looks like after we mulched up about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. Grass is growing back. That's the one section that he wanted to leave right there, so when he's actually fishing on his dock, he can sit there, watch his fishing pole in the shade. We did come back and kind of carved out a little path to get to his house up there. This was the old path. It's dirt, but it keeps getting washed out. It's flat now, but it just keeps getting washed out. You can see all the dirt that washes out. So he wanted one that was a little more direct to his house, and it's got a lot of green on it, so hopefully that one won't wash out as bad as this one did. But that gives you an idea what it looks like. We'll try to knock these few trees out here, and we'll shoot it on video. So that's them. It's now flat. I'm sure you can see in the video I was sinking in quite a bit of it, and it was actually bogging down the track loader. I'll wait till it dries out a little bit and come get some of these bigger branches out of here. But it's just gotten a little too soft when you get close to there. But it's, for the most part, it's all chopped up. You know, it's disc mulcher style. It's not a drum mulcher, so it's not going to be as fine. And then some of this stuff is just, the problem is it's just kind of pushing down in the ground as you try to cut through it. Most of this will float back along the shore and get cleaned up, but you know, we'll come back through and grate this with the flail mower and get some of this smaller stuff chopped up. Get it to where it's a lot finer, but it'll eventually look like that. You know, he came out and spread some grass seed over there, and that's what this will end up looking like. If it gets a little drier, you know, like I said, it seemed like it was a lot drier than this, but man, once you start driving in, you can see the water starts to pop up in the ground, and there's actually some spots, like if you actually look over there, it's actually lower than the lake, so that's probably water just coming up through the ground out of that lake. But for now, we're done at this job again. Third time here. I was hoping to get those out, but I'm just gonna get a little chainsaw and get those out because it's way too soft, and that's that spot I was mentioning earlier. It's just too soft over there, and the track loader, I could feel it sinking, and last thing I want to do is get it stuck over here. Not to mention there's a huge hill just to get back downhill here to get it out. So some stuff in the lake, but I mean, unfortunately, you can't really, you know, can't really avoid that. It'll float along to the shoreline. What I didn't show you is there was a really big tree right here, and there's a crater there now. That gives you an idea of size, how big that tree was. We just brought the 240 excavator here and ripped that one out of the ground. There was no way, you know, we could have probably got to it, but it was big. I mean, probably about a 15-inch diameter tree trunk, and there was about 2 of them in a row, and we ripped out a lot of the roots. I mean, you give you an idea, that's some of the roots that were going around. That's a 3-inch root, 4-inch root. I mean, that thing had some roots to it. These are all the roots that just went around. My little boy cleaning up some of the mess, but it's done. Looks good again. I mean, this guy's gonna have a really good lakefront, you know, now that we got it all cleaned up. He was really enjoying being able to go to his dock after we cleaned up the first half.
Can I say hi to Grandma?
It's not Grandma, son.
It's Mama.
No, it's not FaceTime. It's shooting a video.
It's
But like I said, we'll just come through with a chainsaw and clear those last few branches out where we can walk and not sink. But
say hi?
track loader's not going to do it. It's just too soft.
Hi, Dad?
Thanks again. Hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all the fans. We'll get back in the machine shop and do some other work. Like I said, this is a small job. Most of our stuff is hunting trails and small ponds and lakes and stuff that we're doing for a lot of our gun customers. But hit the subscribe again. I appreciate all the comments. If you have any questions on disc mulcher versus drums, I have a lot of friends that have drum mulchers. They do have their place. They do a much better job mulching than a disc. But when it comes to speed and just, you know, wanting to clear land, not necessarily just mulch it, you got to go with a disc. They're by far faster. You know, you get these fines. You got 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch pieces, and you get these little small ones too. Give you an idea. You're gonna get tons of these, but you're gonna have a lot of these too. Big pieces that just kind of went through, but a lot of this will decompose. I mean, you can see that was part of a huge branch, and it probably just got spit out through the side or the bottom of the disc mulcher. But it will, you know, all this is gonna decompose. And it's small enough pieces that even a willow tree is not going to reproduce. The last thing you want is willow tree branches to actually go back in the soil, because they will. A willow tree can grow a tree off of a branch. That's why you see a lot of them on eBay, people selling branches of a willow tree, because you can literally snip a branch off that tree, plant it in the dirt, and it's going to continue to grow. They're very invasive. This whole lot is all willow trees. right on a hill there is the reason we had the excavator up. There's a spring there. He couldn't get in. He got his tractor stuck trying to pull him out. He has a Kubota, 60 horsepower Kubota. Got it stuck. We pulled him out with the excavator, and then we end up pulling those trees out with the excavator, and that was as far as we can get because that spring, that ground just got really soft. And even with an excavator being able to push your way out, it's still not safe. But thanks again. Appreciate the views. So those of you who are getting into this business, this is why I don't like doing a lot of lake properties. This is what your equipment goes home looking like. And this was only a less than 10-minute job, but that's what it goes home looking like. It was clean before we got here, and that's what we're going home to. Mud packed everywhere in there. So that just gives you an idea why some people don't like doing lake jobs. You know, this mud isn't too bad, but if that was real granular, sandy, a lot of that stuff wears down in your tracks because it's just sanding it as you go. But just the 2 cents.